any of your questions.
Let me get the first question.
Sure, go ahead, Joseph.
Look at the polls. It looks like a roller coaster, right? The Liberal starting from the low and now become the top in the poll. Any reasoning?
Joseph, the only poll that matters will be decided on Monday, and that's, I think, what all of the candidates here are looking forward to. We know that there have been important issues, and it is our hope that ultimately what defines and decides the result on Monday will be a focus on the key issues that matter to all Canadians. Polls are simply a snapshot of public opinion at a point in time, and of course there's a variation, there's a science attached to it, but the only thing that matters is the final ballot count after 9:30 on Monday evening. Hard and hope to have the confidence of Canadians on Monday. Again, the one thing I want to stress, particularly to the Chinese Canadian community, go out and vote. Vote for the party. I'm not even saying vote for us. Of course, I would like you to vote for all of us, but go out there and vote. To express the voice, to express your voice, and to go out there and cast your ballot for whatever party, whatever candidate, whatever party leader reflects your values. But I would submit that the important thing to consider is ask yourself which party leader, which campaign has asked for the better angels from Canadians as opposed to trying to divide Canadians to win a group of votes. Ask yourself the question, who and which party leader asks, how do we bring everybody together? As opposed to, how do we divide Canadians? And I think that should be the defining question on Monday.
What's the definition of the middle class from Liberal Party's perspective, and which income bracket will benefit most under Liberals' economic platform for middle class?
Well, there's several answers to the question, but if you're specifically referring to the income tax cut, what we plan to do is raise taxes on the wealthiest 1%. So there will be a new tax bracket for people that earn over $200,000 that will be taxed at 33%. That money that we generate will be used to help give a tax cut for those middle income earners, those making between $44,000 and $89,000. Their income tax rate, marginal tax rate, will go down from 22% to 20.5%, and that represents a 7% decrease. But there are many other things in addition to that tax cut that we are doing as a party that will help Canadians who are not the wealthiest 1%. And one other example is our child benefit. Under our plan, 9 out of 10 families will get more money. An average two-parent family with a child will get $2,500 more per year under our plan. That's tax-free, that's money in their pocket, that is disposable income that they can then use. And that is the great thing about our plan, is that it's aimed to rebuild that middle class. In some sense, however you define it, because the wealthiest 1%, those are the people who have prospered under 10 years of conservative government. The wealthiest 1% have gotten richer and richer and richer. And everyone else, the 99%, has suffered. And that has got to change.
Since the Liberals said that we increase the number of parents or grandparents immigrate to Canada will benefit the economy, will increase, will benefit it. While can you speculate how much cost will put on the house if we let so many more grandparents into Canada?
Look, there's a different way to look at the issue. We're proposing to double the number of permissible parents and grandparents from 5,000 to 10,000 individuals. One of the things that we often do not factor in when we bring additional parents and grandparents is not only the ability of families to more readily adapt into Canadian society, which has a consequential benefit that you have to take into account. That the families are more readily able to integrate, that their ability to look after children and grandchildren is a lot easier. So you have to ultimately go through that cost-benefit analysis when you're looking at the issue of increasing the number of parents and grandparents coming into Canada. And from that perspective, the other thing too is that the success of newcomers, of new Canadians, is driven by the capacity of ultimately having supportive networks. And that is, I think, the real test of and why our proposal is not only more compassionate, but makes better economic sense, because you want those newcomers, those new immigrants, to ultimately be more capable of appropriately integrating into Canadian society. If they can't do so, why would they stay?
Answer, in addition to what Arnold said, social conservatives will make the argument that when you have more elders immigrate to the country, that it's a burden. You cannot put an economic cost on people. I had the incredible privilege of having my grandparents help raise me when I was a child. And to me, that has been so important in the family unit. It's so important in my family, in our culture, that the family is together. And to me, it's something that you have to look at through a social lens too. The diversity that we have as a country, the knowledge and the experience that our elders pass on to the next generation. That to me has no dollar value that you can put on it. It's something that is so important and something that we have to support.
And it seems that currently Liberal is gaining momentum, and it's likely we are expecting a Liberal government. So I'm wondering what kind of changes it will bring if the Liberal government legalized marijuana.
We know that I'll let Bangu also answer it in Mandarin, but I'm going to say that first of all, we know that the current policy is not working. Let's again get this very clear. We are not proposing to make it easier or more accessible for children to have access to marijuana. If you look at the statistics, roughly almost 3 in 10 children between 15 and 24, this is based on a 2013 UNICEF report, have tried marijuana in the last year. That's despite the fact that we have a current system that criminalizes the possession of marijuana. So it's clearly not working. We know that there's another TDSB report that says, 46% of children, by the time they have reached grade 12, have tried marijuana. Is the policy working? What is the conservative response to it other than to create fear-mongering? You know, the conservative response has always been, if the facts don't get in the way, let's use ideology. Our proposal, not just the Liberal Party, but all the opposition parties, say that it is high time that we try a different path. The evidence is clear. It is not working. What we want to do is to remove the criminal sanction, focus the resources that are currently being used in the criminal justice system, and treat marijuana for what it is, an addictive substance, a mental health issue, one that we need to ultimately intervene and to prevent children and others from using the substance. Think about other products in the past. Alcohol. Alcohol used to be prohibited in the United States in the 20s and early 30s. It's now legal, but it's an addictive substance as well. And at the end of the day, what is important instead is to create a strong regulatory system, which is what we're proposing. It's not just the legalization, it's the other side of the coin. The importance of creating a strong regulatory system, one that is controlled, one that is taxed, and then we then use the resources of that to convince Canadians that they should not consume this product. Now there are other potential side benefits of things like medical marijuana, things that need to be subject to research, and those are, again, part of the avenue. I mean, currently we already have the right of Canadians to use marijuana through medical dispensaries. And so what the conservative tactics that suggest that there will be marijuana in every corner store is false. Thank you.
Can I just say a thing? I just want to say one thing, because this has come up so many times, and the conservatives have accused the liberals of having a plan that is going to have kids buying marijuana from corner stores. And I find that completely wrong, because let me tell you, the Liberal Party is here because we want to keep marijuana out of the hands of children, and out of gangs, and out of criminal activity. And that's why the answer is not to let it be underground as it currently is, where you have illegal grow operations, you have criminal organizations that are profiting off growing and selling marijuana. As Arnold said, 28%, according to the World Health Organization, of teenagers in Canada have used marijuana in the past year. If you look at that same study, and it was done in the Netherlands, 17% of youth in the Netherlands, where marijuana is legal, have used marijuana. So the fact is, when you legalize it and you regulate it and you control it, which is what we want to do as a party, you actually keep it out of the hands of children and youth. And that is our plan.
因为很多人家长跟我问到这个问题，给他们我去跟他们交谈的时候，其实很 confused 的就是，一说这个我们叫 legalization， 大家就想象是marijuana 就跟牛奶面包一样了，对，就所以说那家长就害怕了，所以说一定要我就想让这个所有我们的 voter， 我们社区里的这个所有的家长知道，自由党绝对不是要把这个 marijuana 变成是一个随便任何人随便哪个地方都能拿得到的，相反，与之相反，我们的这个 marijuana 政策其实核心之点就是要保护我们的青少年，我们要监管起来，就是不想让18岁以下的，到时候我们立法18岁、19岁 whatever， 我们不想让未成年的人像现在这样这么容易买得到。所以说他攻击的就是自由党鼓励青少年用大麻，这个完全正好是我们不想做的。我们的整个立法要注重在怎么能够让孩子搞不到，不是像现在这么容易搞得到。所以说其实这个跟很多家长讲明白以后，他们恍然大悟。但是呢，香港我就想跟大家说，不是说要变成牛奶面包，不是那么回事儿。行，那。